EA is no longer going to be making FIFA games, or at least FIFA branded games. They're going to be continuing their soccer video game series, or football for those of you in Europe. EA and FIFA, like the actual FIFA organization, failed to reach an agreement to continue letting EA produce FIFA games. Now, a lot of this had to do with FIFA wanted to double the fee that EA paid to use, or, to the licensing fee. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which was 150 million a year, according to Forbes here. So I guess they wanted to double that to 300 million, which is insane. That's like every 3 to 4 years is like they're paying $1 billion for that license. Good night.
Well, I mean, this is the chickens coming home to roost. This is poetic justice. This is everything. Before they could make those, sales, they could do that. And everybody was happy. Everybody was making cash. Then EA got greedy. Then they introduced microtransactions. Then they started running the games on microtransactions. Then they started advertising those microtransactions, where they gave away, was it $2 or $5 million to streamers? I think it was $2 million. They gave away like $2 million to a whole bunch of streamers over a weekend and said, pull as much as you can. We're gonna give you like this. We're gonna give you 20 grand. We're gonna give you 50 grand. Yeah, you just pull as many of these packs as you want, and you just watch how many people get the top 3 characters in the entire game. Oh, it's gonna be great. And $2 million on dozens and dozens and dozens of streams earned a grand total of 0 of the top 3 characters across all of those accounts. That's how rare it is. You could spend $2 million in those stupid ranking games and you still wouldn't get one of the top 3 characters. Congratulations, EA, you played yourself like fools. And now this big entity is looking at you going, you made how much money off of our franchise last year by making kids take money from their parents' credit cards? Excuse me, we're just gonna double your fee. And now they can't afford it. And everybody's getting pissed off and they're so angry, and now suddenly it's like EA's like, oh dear, we've lost the account. And it's the beginning of the end for EA. It is the beginning of the end. Mark my words, friends. This is the beginning of the end for EA. EA is a garbage company that is about to crash and burn over the next few years, probably less. And I suspect in a few years we won't be hearing much about them anymore because they'll be a shell of an old company. And it's not just this, which is really funny, and it's just desserts, and it's disgusting that these people are so gross that they targeted kids. They know they targeted kids with these greedy microtransactions. Egregious. Again, I'm not talking about like, oh, you got to spend like $3 grand or $5 grand in Lost Ark or in Genshin Impact. Those are still bad. Those are still really bad. But, I dropped $80 on Genshin Impact and I got like the top 3 characters at the time. And that's what I spent on a normal game. On a AAA game, and I got that, and then I was like, I don't really play anymore. But they gave hundreds of streamers, I think it was just under 100 streamers, $2 million to blow, and not one of them got the top 3 characters in the entire thing. That's how evil these people are. That's how money grubbing they are. That's how much they want to take from you and turn your kids into addicts for their products, because it's just better that way for them, not for anybody else. Not for anybody else.
Well, it also seems
they've never improved any genre of game. You look at Mass Effect and it's gone downhill since the second game. You look at any other game that they've been working on and it's consistently dropped in quality, depth, everything. You get less and less and less of what you get. You used to get dozens and dozens and dozens of maps on these FPS games. You used to get 40 hours of story. Now you get an hour and a half of story and the same 2 maps to play for the next like 5 years that they shove the crap down your throat. EA is done.
I have nothing to add to that. I will point out, though, that this is the second major license that they've lost recently that I can remember. Of course, they lost the exclusive Star Wars license. So now we got Star Wars games being made by other companies. We'll see who does it better. My bet is... Well, I mean, Respawn did pretty good. Respawn did pretty good, but that's because they kind of went against EA in some ways.
They went exactly 180 degrees against EA, and they used their own like marketing stuff. And anyways, yeah, it was great fun. There's a handful of companies that like studios that might survive an EA crash. A handful. There's it's very possible that things like Respawn will be sold off to or they might sell off everything and just keep Respawn. You know, that's entirely possible too. But yeah, they're going to start selling off or closing studios at a rapid rate once nobody starts buying their garbage anymore. Or maybe they'll just double down, make these microtransaction games, and for some stupid reason, tens of thousands of kids and players and gamers will continue to dump money into a product that is arguably garbage.